Hello there guys, welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. We have eliminated all the bad guys in here, including Volker Stahl himself in the humanist compound, and we're about to head home for what will hopefully be a nice big chunk of exposition. We've saved Alexander, we're about to transition to a new location. Confirm. Will it take us back outside, or will we just like auto-spawn back in the... Oh, we're going back there. You burst through the door to the humanist compound and into the crisp night air. You're not far from your extraction point. Time to go. What do you reckon? More fights? Do you think there's going to be some more bad dudes awaiting us? We're about to find out. Bad dudes? Are you there? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, there are some bad dudes around. Okay. Oh, God, how far was the extraction point? That's a good question. I feel like I should take the lead. I've got the best armor and the thing. But before I go, should I get Dietrich to haste me or haste Glory? Is the question. I should definitely scout ahead, but I feel like bringing Glory with me as backup is probably a good idea. So maybe we should, because I've got the range. If we haste Glory, she'll be able to keep up. So I'm going to start by... That's 2 moves to the tree, so I'm just going to start by going just to the grass. Oh, and there's a dude right there. Brilliant. Switch to Glory. How far can Glory get? Oh, not quite far enough for that fucking mage, but we want to be up in his grill. So I'm thinking if we bomb Glory over there... Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the best. I don't want to get too clumped if there's a fucking mage around. Oh, there's a guy right there. Another mage. Okay, let's have her go for this mage. Right, and I am going to... What's this guy? That's just a humanist member. I'm more worried about the mages than anything else, but I have no line of sight to this guy. I do, however, have line of sight to this guy. So let's go for him. Oh, that wasn't great. That wasn't great. Okay. Blitz. Blitz can't do an awful lot. What is this? Mark target. Huh. Takes 1 turn. Though there's no real cover for him to get into. We could put him in full cover around there. Or we could double move him into half cover over there. What else have we got? Alexander, who I really want to keep alive. I feel like putting Alexander in the full cover, maybe. Let's put him in the full cover. He's got 3 armor and full cover. And he can aim shot. So... there is nowhere I can put Blitz, where he's going to be able to use the marked target. And he's got no line of sight to that guy anyway. So yeah, I'm going to move him around that side. And then Alexander's going to take a aimed shot on... Let's go for this guy. 50% chance to crit on that guy. Wasn't terrible. Oh, somebody else is firing. We have allies. We have allies helping out. Look at that. Oh my god, that guy got minced. Who is this? Who are you? Who's this guy? There's a nade. Loads of shit is happening. Okay, so those 2 are bad. These 2 must be our allies up there. Okay, right. Let's start with Glory then. Do I want to go around and attack these guys? Give our allies some help? I feel like I do. I feel like Glory needs to do that. Because she could also use her like double to hit both of those. So I'm going to do it. She's going to go in for some swipes. Here we go. Here's our allies, whoever these 2 are. Go for the twin slash. Oh, that was good. That did a lot. And then we're going to go for the old stun on the mage as well. Oh, he's dead. He's fucking dead. Right, switch to Blitz. I feel like we should go for aim burst. That has low crit damage. I feel like maybe just the standard crit. Oh, he missed. Take another one. Okay, that wasn't fantastic. Let's get Alexander to take his shot from the back. Let's go for that one. Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Okay, Dietrich. Dietrich could nerve bolt this guy. We can move him to cover. And have him nerve bolt the mage. Or we could just nerve bolt the mage from here. Let's do it. It missed. Okay, fine. Let's move him around the back so that he's not in anyone's face. And then I've got 2 turns. I feel like I should probably just take that guy with a single shot. And then I could go for this guy, or I could reposition myself so that I've got line of sight for the mage next turn. No, let's just take a shot at this guy. Okay, there we go. Is that Paul? Is that Paul Amsel over there? Can't tell. Oh, there's another guy here. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad at all. Let's start with Blitz. See if we can take this mage down. Oh, not quite. Not fucking quite. Okay. Glory. Glory could go take this guy out. Just keep slashing at him, Glory. Brilliant. I'm going to take burst fire on this guy. That did not do as good as I hoped. Alexander. Dietrich. Let's move Dietrich up and go for a nerve bolt on this guy. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, fine. I'm going to move Alexander up. And we're going to take a shot on the mage. I want that mage down. Oh, that's annoying as fuck. That is really annoying. That guy almost hit Glory then. Look at this guy. Just dodging everything. Oh, for fuck's sake, every time. Dietrich is just a fucking liability. Let's have Glory do a business on this guy. Alright, I'm going for the stun on this guy. There we go. Right. We're going to take another burst on this dude. Dietrich's going to chuck another fucking nerve bolt at this guy and fail. And then he's going to heal himself. Blitz is going to take another attack on this guy. There we go. We got him. Oh god, my mouse has gone all spazzy. I'm going to move him up here. My mouse has gone. Hold on. Nope, my mouse cursor's died. Oh, there we go. It's back. I shook it around and it's back. That was weird. Hope it's not going to break on us. That would be a bit of a disaster. Who have we got left? Just Alexander. There's no crit chance on this guy, so we'll go for an aimed. That did not do much, did it? Shit. Oh my god, this guy's just tanky as fuck. Stunned and they can't take him down. Let's go for an aim from us. Nice. And a single shot from us. And we're going to do the same with Alexander. There we go. And that's it. They're all dead. The other guy bled out. Keep Max alive. Max? Who the fuck's Max? Who the fuck is Max? Keep Max alive. Eliminate Humanist opposition. Get Alexander to safety. We did them all. I don't know who Max was. I'm guessing it was this guy. Was he the smuggler that got us in? Are these the smugglers? Oh, they've been waiting for us this whole time. I just assumed that they would fuck off. I don't think they'd just be hanging around waiting for us. There we go. Hello, Max. Oh, Maxim. Yes, of course. It is him. It is the smuggler. Ha! Maxim looks up at the sound of your approach. If he's surprised to see you, he doesn't show it. I can't remember what his voice was. Crazy night, huh? He pulls a flask from his jacket pocket and takes a long swig, then looks you in the eye. I hope that this was worth the trouble. Any luck finding our money in there? No. I don't think they ever had it to begin with. But I guarantee you they'll think pretty hard before focusing smugglers again. No money, but there are a few less racists in the world. I mean, it's like pissing in an ocean, isn't it? It's like, few less racists, yeah, but there's still fuckloads of them left. They paid alright, in blood. We'll go with the thing, yeah, they'd never had your money, Maxim, I'm sorry, it was a top. He nods. I can live with that. Okay, let's get out of here then. Into the Scooby van, everyone. Thank Christ that's over with. You okay, Alexander? The young man looks shell-shocked. He holds his rifle clenched tight in his trembling hands. Yeah, Uncle Dietrich. Yeah, I'm okay. But those guys, I knew them. One of them was my bunkmate. I killed him. Couldn't be helped. If you hadn't, he'd have killed you. Believe it. We're going to take you away from here. Back to the cruise bazaar. Get you the help that you need. Yeah, okay, Uncle, okay. Dietrich glances over his shoulder, locks eyes with you. Thanks for this, boss. My nephew is safe and I owe you. One other thing. The Dragon Slayer is happy too. We just did a ballsy thing. Protected my family and gave a monster a bloody nose in the process. Glad to hear that he approves. You should be. When the Dragon Slayer is pleased, he tends to be generous with his rewards. He grins. I can feel the power coursing through me, boss. I don't know what form it'll take yet, but it's there, and soon enough, I'll be able to use it. Tell me you can morph into a dragon. That's going to be so cool. Please. Wild shape. Love it. I don't... what was it? I don't mean to break this up, but we need to get moving. Kid, you're with us. The rest of you pile into that other van. You can continue having your moment when we get back to Shadow Nest. You're about to exit this location and return to the cruise bazaar. Confirm. Hashtag confirm. The U-bound ride home feels especially comforting today. The Berlin chapter of the Humanist Poly Club has suffered a terrible blow, and you're the one who dealt it. Volker Stahl's plan to incite a wave of bloody violence across Berlin has been derailed. It isn't often that a Shadowrunner gets to prevent an atrocity on the job. Well, we did it. We're not just your everyday Shadowrunner. We are the best. We are a shadow sprinter. I don't know where I was going with that. Brilliant. We've saved the world by killing some racists. And back to the cruise bazaar. When it decides to spawn us in. Plus, your PDA rings and the face of your fixer, Paul Amsel, appears on screen. Slick, I have new information to discuss about the estate. Please come as soon as you can. We will. Okay. Return the data to the Schockenwellenreiter payphone. Was that over there? Do we need to go do that? We've got 12 karma as well, so I think we can spend some karma points in a moment. We need to talk to Samuel Beckenbauer. First, let's... Oh, God, the lag. Wow, the frame rate has really gone to dog shit for some reason in this area. I'm not sure why. Anyway, phone booth. Let's go drop off the data, which I believe was one of the little optional things. It's an old obsolete phone booth. Deliver the Humanist donor list. The machine accepts the data upload. Only a few moments later, a certified cred stick is spat out of the coin slot. The phone's old LCD readout displays the text: freedom, equality, information, Schockenwellenreiter. Okay. Well, that was good. Right. Let's go around here and see what Samuel Beckenbauer has to say. I wish it would fucking sprint when I double click. It's a little bit annoying that it doesn't, but never mind. Samuel Beckenbauer. We are back. Hello again, my friend. What can I do for you? Discovered what Humanus is up to. Here you go. Beckenbauer eyes the plans on the datapad, then nods grimly. This fits with Humanus' established pattern of behavior, horrific and vile. According to this datapad, Humanus compounds all over Berlin have received similar shipments. They are planning to deploy the gas tomorrow morning. He exhales sharply, then nods again. I have a feeling that the Flux State will have a thing or two to say about that. Stahl has overstepped his bounds. His hubris will be his undoing. Actually, I was his undoing. Volkenstar is no longer amongst the living. That is excellent news. I am not ashamed to say that I wish that man dead. He deserved whatever you did to him. I shot him in the back as he tried to fucking leg it, Sam. He pussied out, and I just took the shot. And now I'm going to see to it that the rest of his twisted organization suffers in the same way that he did. You mark my words, within the next few hours the Humanist Party Club is going to take a hammering that will make the Night of Rage look like a peace rally. I owe you a great deal, Slick, we all do. I will wire your payment to the account number that Amsel provided. Pleasure doing business with you, boss. Sweet. Do we have any other optionals? Talk to Amsel, raise 5,000, we're working on that. A list of humanist safe houses. What do we want that for? What is the list of safe houses for? Is that our mission thing? I can't remember what the fuck our actual mission was. I'm sure it'll turn out useful. Oh, and now we're back. We can do a few little bits of bonding with the crew. Hey, Blitz. Blitz stubs out his cigarette at your approach. Slick, I was hoping I'd see you. Do you have another run lined up for us yet? I'm strapped for cash. Why the hell are you strapped for cash? What can I say, Chief? He tries on a thoroughly unconvincing smile, but immediately seems to think better of it. The anxious look returns to his face. I have expensive taste. It's the drugs, isn't it? You've got a talent for deflection, Blitz. And you're annoyingly persistent. If you must know, I'm in debt. That's where all the money's going. In debt to who? He hesitates before responding. When he does, his voice carries an edge of annoyance. No offense, but this is getting a little too personal, Chief. My debts are none of your business. If some bookie sends his thugs here looking for you, yeah, that's a fair comment, I feel. Blitz shakes his head in exasperation. Alright, fine. First off, you don't need to worry about anyone coming after me. My debts are to a bunch of old contacts. If I don't pay them, I'm gonna lose them. And in this line of work, it isn't smart to burn bridges. Second, before you ask, those debts are for services rendered. I was in a tight spot, I needed some help, and I threw around a lot of IOUs to get it. Third, and finally, the trouble I was in involved a girl. I'll tell you about it, if you ask me to, but we're verging deep into personal feelings territory, so if you don't want to hear me sob over my ex-girlfriend, you'll drop the subject now. So it's up to you, Chief. You really want to go down this road, or shall we keep this relationship professional? Go ahead, tell me, I'm interested. Blitz meets your gaze for a moment, then looks away and sighs. Alright, where to begin? I met Emily. Emily? Yeah, I met Emily in Dragonkeeper. She was the first person who was more important to me than myself. I was crazy about her, Chief. To this day, she's the only person I've ever met who could outdeck me. And the real kicker is that she wasn't even a decker by trade. There was nothing she wasn't good at. I like to dabble in rigging, but Emily, that girl could pick up anything that she set her mind to. Sounds like a hell of a girl. She was. She just, she made things right. No matter how stupid I was, no matter what I got myself into, she made it right. I don't think much of many people, Chief. Emotional attachments aren't really my thing. Love seems like a diluted word these days, so I won't waste it on Emily. Let's just say that she was important to me. And then I lost her. I didn't know what was happening. It came out of nowhere. One day she was just gone, along with most of my decking gear. Oh, you got rinsed, mate. You got rinsed. The only explanation was a handwritten note on old-fashioned paper. Leave me alone. That was it. We'd been together for years, and that was all she left me, down in this beat-up old cyber deck. To be honest, that actually sounds a bit suspicious, Blitz. I'm surprised you didn't look a little bit further into that and make sure that she actually did leave you, because that sounds awful lot like she might have been kidnapped. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Naturally, I freaked. We'd had our share of arguments, but we'd never had a huge blowout or anything. I couldn't think of anything that would drive her to do a thing like that. Mostly I felt hurt, so I searched for her in the real world and in the Matrix. So when that turned up nothing, I started typing my contacts, and that was when I started racking up debt. Did you find her? No, she's gone, Slick, without a trace. I looked high, I looked low, I poked into everything I could think of, and my contacts did the same. He shakes his head. She's gone, Chief. At this point, I've accepted that, but I still have to repay those debts. Surprised, there must be some place you haven't looked. He blinks. I don't know, Slick. I really did look everywhere, and at great personal cost. Keep trying, man. Keep trying. Yeah, you might be right. He shakes his head. Fuck. I thought I was done with this, but you're right. Without some kind of closure, I'm never going to be at peace with this. Thanks for the talk, Chief. I'll let you know how it goes. You do that, Blitz. Good luck. I love these little casual conversations with the guys. I fucking love this sort of shit. I like doing this when I DM as well. Like just having random bits and pieces. Like, just the PCs can get friends, and it's like they're not relevant to the plot at all, but they can just keep checking in on them and see how that's going, and their life will like keep progressing without the PCs being involved, and it's great. Some players like that, some don't, some hate it. Hey Dante, let's pet him a little bit. I feel like we haven't petted Dante for a while. We're not going to do Paul Amsel today. We'll catch up with the crew and we'll do Paul Amsel next episode. I want to sort of check in with everyone and see how it's going. God, my voice is getting a little bit croaky today. I hope I'm not getting a cold. Glory! My favourite buddy! Glory's expression remains distant, but her lips curl upward into a hint of a smile. We got a smile out of her, guys. Slick, need something? Any thoughts about that last run? I have no strong feelings about the run one way or the other. Humanists is, of course, a horrible organisation. But then so is every other target we've run against. To say that they deserved it would be redundant. I thought computers love redundancy, Glory. She pauses for a moment to consider. That said, I'll admit that I do enjoy a certain sense of satisfaction thinking about Stahl's head breaking apart. So there's that. I'd like to know a bit more about that chrome you're spotting. That's not a story that I'm interested in telling out of context. So, give me some context. If you really want to get into it, we're going to need to go back, way back. She stares at you with her cold, dead eyes. I'm not sure that you want to do that. Glory, I so want to do this. Please, tell me your secrets. Why do you care? There is no hostility in her voice. If anything, she sounds suspicious. Yeah, leader of the team thing, or... I don't care, not particularly, but I am curious. I am curious, Glory. I just want to know. She pauses for a moment, considering, then she nods. Alright, fine, we can talk, but we're doing it on my terms. Fine. This is a long story, Stick. Long and ugly and cruel. Are you sure that you want to hear this? Please, tell me all your secrets. Alright, I'm going to start at the beginning. Not for you, for me. I guess that it might help me to say all of this out loud. She takes a deep breath, then slowly releases it. When she speaks, her voice comes out in a cool monotone. My family lived in Stuttgart. It was a nice enough place, I suppose. My parents worked as wayslaves for IFMU. My mom was a good person. Once upon a time, my father was a decent person as well. That's what Mom always told me, but I never knew him that way. She pauses for a long moment. When she begins speaking again, some of the ice has fallen away from her voice. For the first time since you've met her, Glory sounds alive. The dad that I knew was an old damaged Euro war vet who turned to hardline religion to make sense of the world. In Stuttgart, that meant either the Ritter Christi or their fascist cousins, the Kreuzritters. What is a Ritter? It seems to come up a lot, and I want to know what it is now. It's obviously a common word. My father chose the latter path. I still remember hiding in my room when my father had his Kreuzritter brothers over for prayer group. They would drink and get rowdy, then spend an hour or two riling themselves up with talk about heretics and the devil's work. Then they'd go find some poor elf or dwarf, stump the living shit out of him, and drown him in the Neckar. Meanwhile, I'd be holed up at home with Mum, who would commemorate the event by drinking a bottle of wine and crying herself to sleep. Oh, let's be apologetic. Thanks, Slick. This is difficult for me. Thank you for making it easier. Anyway, aside from the fact that my dad and his buddies were a bunch of murderous assholes, life was pretty normal. I went to school, made friends, hung out with my mom, kid stuff. Then I turned 14, and everything went to shit. Glory pauses, then swallows hard. Ever so slightly, her cheeks flush red. Suddenly she looks self-conscious, as if she's just snapped out of a trance. As quickly as it came, the flush of emotion disappears, her voice frosts over. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Yeah, it's helping, Glory. Yes, it is. Glory stares at you through cold dead eyes. But I'm not going to be able to get through this in one setting. You need to understand that. She turns away from you, her movements mechanical. Now let's get back to the job at hand, shall we? Okay, Glory. It was great. I loved it. That was fantastic. We're getting there. It looks like she has some serious tragic backstory that probably involves her getting raped by her dad's mates. That's where I'm thinking that's going. Pretty fucking dark, but there you go. That's Shadowrun for you guys. It's a pretty dark setting. It's cool though. It's cool, isn't it? I fucking love it. Let's do Eiger as well then. I didn't see Dietrich anywhere, but he might be doing stuff with Alexander, or he might be somewhere else out of sight. So we'll do Eiger, and then we'll call it there. Eiger, buddy, we didn't take you with us. Are you pissed? As you approach, Eiger turns to face you. Her rifle has been field stripped and is lying in pieces on a sheet of butcher paper. Arranged in a neat row along the edge of the paper are bottles of copper solvent, ball cleaner, and lighter fluid. Metal Gear. Our fearless leader returns. What do you need? Any thoughts about the last run? After all the moral ambiguity that we've been wading through, Hidden Humanities was incredibly satisfying. What they had planned, it makes my blood boil just thinking about it. The thought of Stahl lying dead on the ground brings a smile to my face. I hope that he enjoys rotting in hell. You said that you had concerns about me. I'd like you to voice them. She shrugs. All right, if that's what you want. You're green, Slick. Too green to lead this team. That's my professional assessment. And yeah, I'm concerned about the situation. You can alleviate those concerns by doing your job and doing it well. The only thing that'll fix this is time. I'm not gonna let history repeat itself, Slick. That won't happen on my watch. Metal Gear. Eiger, I thought that we were past this. You said you don't blame me for Monica's death. I don't. That's not the history I was talking about. Let's just say that I've had bad luck with underexperienced teammates. Leave it at that. I'd like to hear about your time in the KSK. She shakes her head. Metal Gear. No, I'm not in the habit of sharing war stories, Slick. Not with people who've never served. What do you think they wouldn't understand? No, it isn't that. You've been under fire before. You'd get it. But I don't share war stories with civilians. You may be a Shadowrunner, but you were never a soldier. It doesn't have to be a war story, Eiger. She looks in the eye for a moment, evaluating. Finally, she shrugs. All right, Slick. You win. I owe everything to my time in the KSK, from my street name on down. So, you tell me what you want to know, and we'll see where this goes. How did you get your street name? Back when I was in basic training, a fellow recruit made a vulgar joke at my expense. He said that I reminded him of the north face of the Eiger in the Bernese Alps, huge and beautiful but dangerous to climb. His tone left little doubt as to what sort of climbing he had in mind. that is such a good nickname. Oh my god, that's genius. Wow. I think that he was trying to proposition me. I can't do the voice when I'm laughing. That's so funny. Oh shit. Oh man, it's even better because of the stupid voice we gave her. It's so funny. Oh. Okay, calm down. Everyone calm down. It's okay. We can get through this. I can't do it. Oh, God. I don't know why, it's just really tickled me. Okay. I think that he was trying to proposition me. In his clumsy way, poking me in front of the other recruits to try and provoke a reaction. She shrugs. Anyway, he got one. I broke 3 of his ribs and the name stuck. Remind me not to proposition you. A frown crosses her face. Either you're trying to be cute or you've completely missed the point. Neither would surprise me. Sorry, I couldn't help it. It's funny. Get a sense of humour, gal. Come on. I didn't break his ribs because he propositioned me. Slick, I'm not a goddamn savage. I put that recruit down because he demeaned me, and he did it in front of our peers. Calm down, Eiger. I was just joking. Funny, that's exactly what that recruit said as he was being dragged off to the medic's tent. It was just a joke. I didn't mean anything by it. I was never reprimanded by the top brass, though. They knew what I would. They knew what I knew. Whatever that recruit's intent, he put me in a situation that required a response. Okay, I stand corrected. You might mean that, or you could just be trying to de-escalate the situation. You tell me, fearless leader. You want to hear why I did what I did? Would you rather just drop it? Because there are plenty of other things they could be doing right now. Go ahead, tell me. Alright, I will. As soon as that idiot made his little joke, it was a foregone conclusion that I was getting saddled with the nickname Eiger. My only choice in the matter was whether it happened under his terms or under mine. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Eiger. If I hadn't broken that twit's ribs, the name Eiger would have meant a difficult sexual conquest to a whole barracks full of recruits. That's what I would have been to them. From that point on, my own accomplishments be damned. Thanks to what I did, my new name meant the troll who doesn't take shit from anyone instead. It's a name I'm proud to go by, and I've hung on to it ever since. Eiger pauses for a moment, then looks you in the eye. I would have advised you, Slick. If anyone ever put you in the position that he put me in, if he demeans you in front of your unit, whatever his intent, the appropriate response is to put that person down. Hard. Out in the field, nothing will kill you faster than losing the respect of your team. By that logic, I should have broken your ribs after Monica died. No, it's good advice. It's good advice. I'll take it. She nods. By the way, Slick, I'm aware that it's more than a little ironic for me to be telling you this. After Monica's death, if you were the one who was dressing me down in front of Amsel and the rest... Well, anyway, I don't want to dwell on it. I just want to say that I'm sorry for putting you in that position. She straightens out, clears her throat. Anyway, you need anything else, or can I get back to prepping for our next run? Tell me about your team. She nods. Fair enough, I guess that you've earned it. There were 8 of us, 2 commando squads working together as a single unit. Schmidt and Lang were combat deckers. Wolf was our rigger and combat engineer. Fisher handled demolitions. Braun was a medic. And the rest of us, Metzger, Kruger, and myself, were weapons experts. Our mission was extraterritorial, technically illegal, but important enough to justify the risk. We'd been sent across the border into Poland. The Russian mafia had set up a cottage industry and human trafficking all along the Oder-Neisse line, and it was our job to disrupt it. That sounds more like a police action than a military operation. Wouldn't this GSGs handle that kind of thing? Blam! Da-da-da-da! Air horn! Fuck it, yeah! Called you out on that one. Holy shit. Typically, yes. But in recent years, the Russian mob has become more and more heavily militarized. The brass decided that they pose enough danger to the region to qualify as a terrorist threat, and that brought them under our purview. Anyway, we were a good team, experienced, we went through a lot together and we chalked up a lot of kills. In our own way, I'd like to think that we did some good. Who was in command? Metzger. Best leader I've ever had the pleasure of serving under. Her face clouds. He was a hell of a man. But he went down with the rest of the team. Everyone but me. What happened? She shakes her head. No, that's one story I won't be telling. They died, that's all you need to know. Thanks, Eiger. That's it, Eiger. You can go back to cleaning your gun. Have fun with that. And maybe we'll take you next time. I'm not sure. We'll see. She turns back to the disassembled components of her rifle. Sure thing, fearless leader. Good talk. Great. Okay, well, that was cool. Oh, excuse me. Got a bit burpy. That was great. We got some good information out of Glory. We found out a little bit about Eiger and how she got her name, which I quite liked. A little bit of backstory on Blitz. Dietrich's probably flipping around somewhere, and then obviously we've got to talk to Amsel next episode. Next run, I feel like what really let us down on that run was the lack of some long range. Eiger could be pretty good to take with us next time instead of Dietrich. Dietrich's handy, but I feel like we don't get much out of him. Blitz is obviously, we need him for the decking. Although, do we? We didn't really need him last time. Although, no, we did actually. He hacked into the 3 computers and got us the passwords. So, yeah, we do. Glory's just a badass. We have to keep taking Glory with us. I mean, Dietrich does have the heal, which is nice. But Glory's got medkits, and she's damn good with them. So, I don't know. I mean, It's really annoying having to choose who to leave behind. Maybe... Oh, we'll level up next episode as well. Maybe when we level up, maybe we should pick up some skills that help balance what we're missing. Maybe we could delve into a bit of shamanism. Do we have the charisma for that? We might do. Because that charisma is sort of our secondary stat. So maybe we could take over Dietrich's role and become a shaman ourselves. That'd be pretty badass. We'll have a think about it anyway. And if you've got any suggestions about the build for Slick, leave them in the comments. I'm open to suggestions because, as I say, it's not like I'm hugely familiar with the system, which is why I just went for a gunner in the first place. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So we've got 13 karma to spend, although we might get a bit more after we've talked to Amsel. We might get a bit of mission karma for successfully completing it. But for now, I'm saving our game right here, guys. And that's where I'm going to leave it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.